Welcome to part 6 of Starburst and Supernova. And to recap on the date, it is Monday, December the 5th, 2022. It is time that we be about our Father's business. And Elijah came to restore. That is why I am telling you, Elias has come to restore. And why do I keep calling Elias and Elijah like they're the same when it was father and son? Because when Elijah was taken away, his mantle fell back to Elias, and Elias got a double portion and became one of the same mantle. One in the same mantle. It became twine. The father and sonship became twine. Now one, no longer separated. Now, I am trying to restore to your memory what Jesus has already taught you. I'm not trying to teach you. You have learned this already. So quit stubbing up against me and quit pouting because you think God has done this thing with me and you're jealous. I rebuke that spirit of jealousy in the name of Jesus. I bind it on earth, and now it is bound in heaven in the name of Jesus. He has not done more for me than he will do for you. We are equal. What he did for me, he will do for you. What he did for you, he will do for me. Maybe I see it that he has done more for you than he has ever done for me. Did you ever think about that? I mean, goodness, look at some of y'all. You got such a gift of faith. You can lay hands on something and claim it, and boom, it's yours. Hello? You know how many of us would like to be able to do that? Stop being jealous. Stop being angry. Stop being bitter toward me because you think I'm teaching. All I'm trying to do is remind you. Not teaching you nothing. You already learned this. How can I teach you something you already learned? I'm reminding you of what you learned. I am not a teacher. I'm a prophet. And yes, read Joel too. Women can be prophets. Did I ask for this position? No. Am I glad for it? Yes, because it's better than going to hell. Anything is better than going to hell. I'd be a janitor for Jesus if it would keep me out of hell. I would scrape gum off the floor, underneath the desk, what have you, just to keep from going to hell. I want to go home. I want you to go home. I want those possessed of these spirits to be set at liberty. Now, this is Mark. This is Mark, and I haven't marked all these, but I marked to start off one. So, bear with me. Mark 5, verse 8. For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? This is Jesus talking to that spirit now. And he answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. Now, where did this one come from, though? Who is this that Jesus is talking to? Let's back up now, because I see that I need to go back. The Lord's saying, you need to point out who this is. So, yes, we definitely y'all need reminded of who this is. Now, Jesus has now come to the Gadarens, and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. Look where he's coming from. Again, look where he's coming from. The tombs with the dead people. Wonder why that is. There's a pattern there. It means something. Who had his dwelling among the tombs? He was living there. In the graveyard, basically, folks. Cemetery. Tombs. And no man could bind him. No, not with chains. See, this man didn't even have chains. This ain't the one y'all thinking. This one didn't even have chains. Because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken into pieces. Neither could any man tame him, which means stop him. He would break them. That's what that pluck means. He would break them. And always at night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. That's sad. He was harming himself. You ever seen anybody cut themselves? They call it mental disorder now when they do that. And people will sit and cut themselves with blades down their wrists. And they call it cutting. A mental disorder. It's not a mental disorder. It's a demonic possession. It's time for y'all to be reminded. Quit calling these things mental disorders. They are demons. Quit coddling demons and dismissing them and throwing pharmakia at them, saying, here, have some drugs, and it'll be all better. That's false miracles. It's not better. If those people don't stay on that, they go right back to that. When Jesus cast those spirits out, those people didn't go right back to that. Now, let's jump on to the next verse. Now, I want to point out, in that which that I just read out of Mark 5, that was one man. And we'd already read about where he had come up against two possessed of that spirit out of the tombs. So, now here we got him with this other man who was possessed by Legion. What does that tell us? That these things are not yet locked in chains, because they're running to and fro possessing people. Can't get possessed by something if it's locked in chains. Because it's chained up, it can't get to you. If Jesus sets a seal on it, it ain't getting loose. The ark didn't open till it was supposed to. The tomb never opened till it was supposed to. Nothing unseals until it's supposed to unseal. Like the book of Daniel. He said, seal it up, Daniel, until the time. All these Bible scholars think they interpreted that book. It wasn't even time. You best be rereading that. Not trying to teach you, just trying to tell you. Best be rereading that. Because your interpretation be well off. You be dead wrong, in other words. Because you can't unseal what God Himself has sealed. And He's just now unsealing the book of Revelations and the book of Daniel. Why? Because it's just now the time. Can't unseal something till the time. You know what? This is Mark 9, verse 23. Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thou my unbelief. When Jesus saw that the people came running together, He rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. Jumping down to verse 29. And he said unto them, This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. You have to pray and fast to be able to do these kinds of things, to help set people at liberty. And Jesus was teaching this right before. And this is what I was telling you a while ago about Elias. It just caught my eyes. This is 9:12. And he answered and told them, Elias verily cometh first, and restoreth all things. And how is it written of the Son of Man, that he must suffer many things, and be set at naught? Don't think he ain't been. Trust me, he has. But I say unto you that Elias is indeed come, and they have done unto him whatsoever they listed. That means desired, as it is written of him. And boy, have they. And you're missing those same signs again. Same signs again, and you're missing them again. See you in the next part.